Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about URUs and how you can use them to maximize your character stats. So you can start farming your URUs on story mission chapter 11 and 12, and in the description you can see which URU is available on which mission, and on each mission you also get some unrefined URUs which are used to rank up the URUs. Now you can start equipping URUs on your characters once your gear is up to level 20. As you can see on my She-Hulk, two of the gears are at level 20, and on the right side of the screen there's Odin's Blessing, and there are 5 slots below it where you can start equipping your URUs. On the other two gears which are not at level 20, you can't equip the URUs. Now if you go into the equip URU menu, you can see all the URUs that you own, and on this screen you can start enhancing your URUs and equipping them into the slots. Now to enhance a URU you require 2 URUs of the same level, unrefined URUs and some other materials and some gold. Now if you batch enhance these URUs, you can see that the enhancement has failed 2 of the times out of 10. So there's actually a chance of failure when you try to enhance your URUs, and this chance of failure is quite low at lower levels, but at the higher level, like when you're trying to enhance from level 5 to level 6, the failure rate is quite high. So you can actually get 8 failures out of 10 when you're trying to amplify from level 5 to level 6. Now you for one particular gear you can have 5 URU slots, and you can only equip 2 URUs of the same type on one gear. Like for instance, I can only equip 2 of the defense penetration URUs on this one. If I try to equip the third one, it won't accept. So you can only have 2 URUs of the same type on one gear. Now once you have reached level 70, you will have all the 5 slots of URUs, and then you can start enhancing those slots to get better bonus stats. Now to enhance gear, you have to first equip URUs on all 5 slots. So you can just equip 1-star URUs on all on the slots. Now once that is done, you can go into the URU amplification, and you can spend 30,000 gold to amplify the slots. Now every time you amplify, there's a chance that you will get either 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 of those slots amplified, and it's not a permanent amplification, which means that if you amplify it once, let's say you get 2 of those slots amplified. Now it's not permanent, so if you try to amplify again, that those 2 slots will be removed, and then you will get another amplification. For instance, for the first time I got the amplification on the top left. Now if I amplify it again, I got 2 amplification on bottom right. So the number of slots that get amplified is random, as well as which slot is amplified is also random. Now ideally you want all the 5 slots to be amplified, but as in the case of cards, it's really hard to get all good rolls for a card. In the same way, it is really hard to get all the 5 slots amplified. So unless and until you have a lot of gold to burn on the amplification, it will be better to just get 4 of the slots amplified and then just leave it at that. I'll try to amplify it a few more times to see if it happens. Yes, see. So now I got 4 of the slots amplified, so I can just leave it at this because it is good enough to maximize all your stats. If you get extremely lucky, you can get amplification on all the slots. The reason why you should equip 1-star Urus before enhancing is because it's the slot that gets amplified and not the Urus. So after you know which slots are amplified, then you can put the higher level Urus on the on those amplified slots. For instance, the bottom one is amplified and it is critical damage, and now I'm going to replace that with this energy attack Uru. As you can see, the slot is still amplified, and so after you know which slots are amplified, then you should put the Urus that you want. Now another thing that you need to keep in mind is that once equipped, a Uru can't be unequipped, he can only be replaced. That's the second reason why you should put only 1-star Urus before amplification. Uh, so if you have already equipped higher ranked Urus while you were leveling up to level 70, you can still get the uh, good results by spending some extra gold. You'll just have to spend some extra gold to get the amplification on the correct spots, um, or you can just keep rolling till you get 5 slot amplification. Now different level of Urus give different amount of stats. For example, rank 1 energy attack Uru will give 15 stat, whereas rank 6 will give 82. Similarly, a rank 1 defense penetration will give 35 stat, and a rank 6 will give 185 stat. Now in the case of physical or energy attack, physical or energy defense, NHP, these stats that you get from the Urus, they are directly added to your existing physical or energy attack defense or HP. But in the case of all the other Urus like defense penetration, skill cooldown, or attack speed, there's an actual conversion rate. That means that if you get, for example, 200 skill cooldown from your Uru, that 200 will get converted into 1%. That means the conversion rate is 200 to 1 in case of skill cooldown. It's the same for defense penetration. So 200 of defense penetration will get converted into 1% of defense penetration. And for attack speed, it is 333 to 1. Now I'll put a link in the description where you can see how much stat you get from the different level of Urus for all different Urus, as well as the conversion rate for these Urus. Now an amplified slot gives the bonus stat, which is 1.33 times the stat that you get from the Uru. For example, the Uru on the top left, the base stat is 68. Now 1.33 times of 68 will give 90 approximately. So this is the 90 bonus stat which you get from the amplification from the slot. So the amplified slot will give 158 total energy attack due to amplification. Now at maximum level, that is a 6-star Uru, energy attack Uru will give 191. With amplification, it will give a total of 191 stat. So you can have a total of 2 of the same Uru 1 gear, and you have 4 gears. So you can have a total of 8 Urus of one type on your particular character. So 8 Urus, assuming you get amplification on all of those Urus. So energy attack 191 on one slot will get converted into a total of 1500 energy attack just from the Urus. If you equipped 6-star Urus amplified on all the gears, 1500 energy attack just from Urus. In the case of defense penetration, after taking into account the conversion, you can get a maximum of 17% defense penetration. Similarly, for skill cooldown, you can get 17%. For critical damage, you can get 34% maximum. So the ideal setup for any character would be to have two attack stats, whichever is the preferred attack for the character. For example, for Doctor Strange, it is energy attack. So you can have 8 energy attack Urus, and then depending upon what you have from your cards, if you have less scale cooldown than 36%, or then you can equip skill cooldown Urus, or if you have low defense penetration from your cards, then you can put defense penetration Urus. So this is an excellent way of maximizing your defense penetration and skill cooldown, which are two of the main components when building up your character to the perfect level. Now, when you're trying to enhance the Urus from 5-star to 6-star, there's a very high failure rate. So it's not very ideal to spend a lot of resources trying to get it from 5-star to 6-star. So the better strategy will be to try to get 5-star Urus on all your relevant characters, that is your XCB characters, the timeline characters, and the tournament characters, and whatever extra skill cooldown and defense penetration you need, you can get it from the 6th gear, whatever extra skill cooldown or defense penetration you need. Now after you have 5-star Urus on all your characters, then you can start getting 6-star Urus, and once you have that on all, then you can change back the 4th gear to critical damage or critical rate. I hope this video will help you guys in building up your characters, and if you like the video, please do like and subscribe.